Okay, this just ended one of the worst sagas of my moving going experiences ever. As you can see, I'm back in West Palm, and I hate to say it, this might be the last time I may ever do one in West Palm. But it has nothing to do with the bad experience. I'm sure you guys remembered when I did I think it was Quintessential Quintuplets review. That was at the Palm Beach Gardens downtown. I tried actually watching this movie in that theater. By the way, that theater is complete and absolute trash. I'm not going to kid you. It's garbage. I have no idea. It looks like it's basically bankrupt. And here's the funny part. I'm back here in West Palm Beach, and oh yeah, they're closing the theater down in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks. Think about that. This is a better theater. It's mainly the main theater I usually go to. I don't live anywhere near this area, and this place is the one that's closing. I think I should tell you, I'm close to the Palm Beach Garden. Yeah, this is the AMC theater. I'm sure if you go back to my Nutcracker review, you'll probably actually see me at the end in front of the theater. Amazing how in 4 years everything changes, right? Talking about ruins, let's talk about Makoto Shinkai. Oh, this guy knows how to really exploit disasters, doesn't he? Let's see here. We had the in Your Name, we had a comet hit the Earth and destroy a village. And then, oh yeah, in the last film, Tokyo was completely wiped out and underwater. This one, he didn't have to make up a disaster. He kind of exploited a lot of the March 2011 earthquake, tsunami, and nuclear disaster in Japan. A lot of imagery from it. I think I should tell you, when I went to the movie last night, I only got about 20% in the movie, so I was finally able to see the final 80% tonight. I think I'll just go over the movie right now. It's about a girl named Suzume. She lives with her aunt. She's the only daughter of a single mother who died during the earthquake. I know, because the date is actually in the movie. Quite a tragic situation. I mean, I've seen plenty of YouTube videos on it. You know, when I remember watching CNN and quite a few news sources on it. That's when CNN actually covered the news. It was pretty tragic and almost scary to look at. So, I mean, it's not exactly something you really want to, exploit. I mean, yeah, it's been a decade. I guess it was time probably to make something about it. Anyway, the girl's mom died during the earthquake, I presume. It's never really confirmed, but you almost presume it. Apparently these worms that cause earthquakes are throughout Japan. Actually, I think they said they're all throughout the world, and there's actually what they call door closers throughout the earth. And they basically keep these worms that cause massive earthquakes and natural disasters at bay. And this guy Soto happens to be one of them. In the beginning of the movie, Suzume and Soto meet on the road. He simply asks, is there any abandoned area? Apparently, if there's an abandoned area, regardless if it was caused by a disaster or just simply the place went out of business, these worms come through a door and attack. And you have to close the door before the worm hits the earth or leaves. I know one was actually an abandoned amusement park. Yeah, if you haven't figured out by now, there's abandoned amusement parks throughout the earth. I remember being obsessed with them back about over 2 decades ago. New Jersey had quite a few, actually. I lived in New Jersey, I haven't figured out by now. And you have to actually hear the spirits, understand what they were thinking at the time, and then you can close the door with a key that's around Soto's neck. And I think I should tell you, one of the cornerstones actually gets pulled out of the ground. It's a statue of a small cat. And apparently the cat is basically what's preventing these worms from coming out of certain doors. What happened was that Suzume came across a door that's just kind of standing in the middle of a puddle in an abandoned building. She basically sees this grassy field and starry sky, pulls the cat statue out. The cat actually becomes alive and, talks. Eventually, the door closer comes and closes the door that Suzume accidentally opened and caused a worm to come out of. Eventually, Suzume invited her home, because Soda was actually injured. Had a pretty bad gash caused by an I-beam hitting him. Which is weird. If an I-beam actually hits you in the arm, it's probably going to take your arm. The cat ended up coming to Suzume's window. Apparently, the cat likes Suzume. And, turned Soda into a chair. I'm not kidding you. Literally turned a person into a chair that can communicate with her, can actually walk. The chair only has 3 legs. We never find out what happened to the other leg. The chair was built by Suzume's mother. The rest of the movie is basically Suzume bringing this chair out, chasing this cat, literally going on a wild cat chase throughout Japan. Starts in the southernmost regions of Japan and virtually works his way up almost the northern part of Honshu, the main island in Japan. I guess at some point they decided they weren't going to go to Hokkaido, but this is actually a pretty good road trip for a disaster movie. This is Shinkai really doing what he's best at, I really feel. Now, his last film, I didn't think it was as good as Your Name, but wow, this one kind of really corrected whatever mistakes he might have done in any of his films. He literally decided he was going to put all his efforts in here, especially in the storytelling. There was some CGI in this, and I hate to say it, it's better than the CGI that Pixar did in their last film. Lightyear was such a disaster. It was not a good film at all. I know, I think I said something else different when it came out, but yeah. Animation in this was just top-notch. The storytelling was top-notch. Voice acting, both the Japanese and English dubs, very good. Oh yeah, Kana Hanazawa came back in this one too. I'll say this for the talking cat, and I mean, yeah, it's another evil cat. Well, supposedly evil, but the reality is the cat kind of was actually helping Suzume all along, even though it was kind of a semi-antagonist at times. I actually thought Funimation, well, Crunchyroll should have had Cassandra Morris come back to do the voice. She's the voice of Kyubey. And considering what the hell that cat has done in that universe, it'd be kind of really fun to hear that voice. You better watch it, because Crunchyroll might actually be watching this film and thinking like, we have another evil cat movie coming up. Give this person some great work. I don't want to get too much into spoilers here. Yeah, there is Tokyo in this movie, although it's only a small portion of it. I'm going to say this is a really great film that Makoto Shinkai did. I know I said it's the movie-going experience. I really feel it's even worse because the movie was actually very good. Like A+ like movie. And yeah, the grade is A, by the way. A+. Makoto Shinkai just decided that this was going to be a magnum opus for him. Now, I know some people prefer Your Name. I love Your Name. It's a great movie. This film was really stretched the supernatural elements as well as the romance elements. Even some of the funnier moments was really good comedy. I feel bad because my experience was so awful. This is what I had to deal with when I went to the CMX Palm Beach Gardens. The screen was basically blank and there was no air conditioning. And I guess this would probably be one of my last ever reviews here in the parking garage. So, I mean, this is really it, isn't it? End of an era. Last time I'll ever be in this parking garage really doing a review. So I guess I'm going to be checking out. Anyways, go watch Suzume. Go watch it in the theater. If not, watch it on Crunchyroll. You'll have a much better experience than I did. Can't be any worse. It's an A+ movie. And I'm checking out for the final time from the Rosemary Square parking garage. I am checking out. Thank you for watching me all these years. Goodbye.